also have a twin brother.
Whoa.
No.
Incredible.
No, I don't. I ate my twin brother in the womb.
When people talk about funny celebrities, they usually bring up the obvious traits first. High energy, big personalities, quick comebacks, maybe even physical comedy. But every once in a while, someone comes along who flips that entire formula on its head and somehow becomes even funnier by doing less. And that's exactly where Ryan Reynolds lives. Because what makes him so entertaining isn't just the jokes themselves, it's the way he delivers them. And once you start noticing it, you realize it shows up everywhere, from interviews to press tours to some of the most unexpected situations imaginable. Like, for example, a formal state dinner. You're surrounded by world leaders, and most people would be focused on not saying the wrong thing. Ryan Reynolds, on the other hand, somehow manages to turn even that into material.
You attended a state dinner. You were invited by the Obamas and Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau.
Pretty cool.
That's gotta be serious.
Yeah.
As a Canadian, to be honored that way. How was it?
It was kind of amazing because you get to spend a little bit of time with the Obamas, and I got to spend some time with Prime Minister Trudeau, which was huge for me because he's like our rock star prime minister. Amazing guy.
Everything sounds respectful and sincere at first, but then, without changing his tone at all,
I swapped a quick idea with him on how we can take Alaska, and he didn't really. He didn't like.
It's right there. Yeah, it's right there. It would take us forever to respond, and we don't see it coming.
No, exactly. So, but he doesn't. Canada's a little lower budget. He doesn't have Secret Service, so no one would usher me away from him.
Yeah. You could just bug him all night.
Oh no, I did. Yeah, I was actually like, just my feet were sticking out of his mouth by the end of the night.
And then you shot a bottle rocket at him.
Totally.
So what starts as a polished diplomatic story suddenly turns into this absurd hypothetical scenario. He sets the stage with something grounded and believable, and then quietly tilts it just enough to catch people off guard, which is exactly what happens when the conversation shifts to something much more personal, like the birth of his child.
A lot of talking about like how you act in the delivery room.
Yeah.
I'm in the room. You were in the room.
Yeah, for sure.
And you decided to play a song.
Yeah.
Ryan, of course, takes it in a completely different direction.
What did you play when your wife was in labor?
I jammed a little Marvin Gaye's "Let's Get It On." Yeah.
How did that go?
It was like steak knives came out of her eyes. Just like, are you me right now?
At that point, you don't even need a punchline because the situation speaks for itself, but he still adds one.
And I got a Google alert saying that Blake is pregnant.
Oh.
And
nobody was more surprised than me, Jimmy. I got to tell you.
And that ability to lean into the absurd without over-explaining it is a huge part of his style.
I thought the fact that I was wearing a denim vest would be all the rage. That would be all the news.
That was going to be the news there.
But then Blake shows up, uninvited, I might add.
Oh my goodness, that is unbelievable.
I thought she's just been pounding beer, and it turns out that she's like 6 months pregnant or something,
Again, he delivers it in the same calm tone, which makes the misunderstanding feel even more ridiculous.
And you mentioned that now you have 3 daughters. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you.
How does that feel? How did that change the dynamic in the house?
It felt like we added a whole new daughter, to be honest.
At times, though, his jokes take on a slightly darker edge, which adds another dimension to his personality.
There's something in there. Yeah.
Oh, that is surprisingly lovely.
That's fudge.
Okay, this is I can't. It feels sticky and sad. This is my childhood. My childhood is in the fudge.
That same unpredictability shows up in one of his more infamous stories involving his father.
You have a baby daughter. Do you take a lot of pictures?
I take a crap load of pictures, but it's the digital age, so it's like, my dad took, hundreds of thousands of photos, but not of us. So he would take about 100,000 photos, and then at night he would get online on the dial-up and email them to everybody, and you'd have, and I'm not joking here, you'd have like 400 or 500 pictures of a blurry meatloaf.
So Ryan decides to test whether his dad actually reviewed the photos before sending them.
I was about 18 years old, and in the middle of the dinner once, I grabbed the camera and I went in the bathroom, and I just took a picture of my penis.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to see if he would naturally edit these photos at some point. Nope. He
sent it out?
Yeah. So I think there's one day, I hope it doesn't happen, but there's a nice picture of mine floating around somewhere.
Well, guess what?
Yeah.
We found it.
From there, the conversation jumps into even more absurd territory.
I can see right through you right now. So I have a twin brother!
Whoa.
No.
Incredible.
No, I don't. I ate my twin brother in the womb.
There's no build-up, no explanation, just a sudden shift into something completely outrageous, delivered with the same neutral tone as everything else.
They're into the holidays.
So are
in a
they
big way.
excited?
They're super, super excited. We'll
Yeah.
be watching Frozen 2 another 619
Yeah, fun.
I can't wait.
Sounds
Thank goodness
like
there's a second
dream.
one.
Right?
Yeah.
I know. Thank God.
He mentions how often they watch Frozen 2.
I have seen Frozen with my daughters so many times. And people don't know this, a lot of parents don't know this, if you play Frozen backwards, it's actually a shot-for-shot remake of The Exorcist. So that would obviously enrage a lot of parents. So.
And once again, he doesn't pause to let it sink in, he just keeps going.
A couple of months after our first Deadpool interview, I was covering Comic-Con in Dubai, and then all of a sudden, they were no longer dressed up as Pirates of the Caribbean, but everybody was dressed up as Deadpool.
Ha! Suck it, Jack Sparrow.
That same energy carries over into his interviews, especially when he's paired with someone like Jake Gyllenhaal.
Did you wash your balls in your
Oh, God, scrubbed him real good.
Okay, good.
By the way, I brought you guys something because you know I love Deadpool.
Oh, that's sweet.
I know you liked it too.
Thank you
And
so much.
Cool.
I really, that's great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right.
Somebody from Sony's coming in right now.
Where's my Deadpool taco?
By the way,
Even simple questions can spiral in unexpected ways.
Is Ryan Reynolds missing a tooth? What do you... No, these are all my teeth. What the hell's going on here?
Ryan Reynolds is missing a lot of things.
Let's get these calf implants out too while we're at it. No.
And when he's asked why he wanted to play Deadpool,
Why Ryan Reynolds wanted to play Deadpool?
Jobless?
Yeah,
Jobless?
I mean,
Yeah,
just
could
like
be,
every other guy, I was like
desperate.
could really, desperation definitely.
Like,
elements of middle-aged panic.
it's an answer that feels both humorous and oddly honest at the same time. Even stories about his kids follow that same pattern.
Yeah, our pediatrician, when she met Inez, she said, "Oh, this one's shady." And like even the other day when we were traveling back home, we were at the airport, and out of our whole family, she's the only one that got the secondary security pat down.
At 2 years,
2 years old.
All right, so what is
And
this
she-
shady
but she-
2-year-old up
But
to?
she just like takes it like a hardened felon. Like she's just like.
Search me. What's up?
It's these small details that build the humor rather than relying on a single punchline.
Because she's 4, and then you had another one with Blake recently. How old is that child?
That happened from sex, and we had just FYI.
At the end of the day, what makes Ryan Reynolds stand out isn't just that he's funny, it's that he understands timing, contrast, and restraint at a level that very few people do. And more often than not, by the time they do, he's already on to the next one.